Gen X reacts.
The final experiment has pointed a spotlight at the flat Earth in a way that was never achieved by the countless debates and social media back and forth. So who are these flat earthers, and what motivates them? Well, Veritas is probably the most extensive video out there, but that's nearly 8 hours long, and this one is my opinion on those associated with the final experiment. So, sorry Veritas, I still don't know how you got out from visiting that rabbit hole for so long. I'm looking at who has chipped in either in interviews, videos, or those who actually went to Antarctica, and I'm plotting them under the 3 categories, either religious, denial, or grifters. So let's start plotting. We have a lot of faces to get through. First is Dean Odell, who interviewed Will Duffy about the final experiment.
The Bible could not be more clear. I mean, it cannot be more clear, but we're going to cover it again, that the sun moves in a circuit or circular path. Period. Over the earth. This is what the Bible teaches. It's not 93 billion miles away. We're not circling around it. The earth is not moving.
Dean has a fixed religious view on why the earth is flat. Next is King Nico, who's also interviewed Will Duffy.
We are back live from Crusaders of the Resistance headquarters. I am King Nico, and we are continuing our work here exposing Freemason sodomite shills. They're not the first Freemason Satanists I've had the pleasure of exposing, and they certainly will not be the last.
Nico is a product of the social media generation, gaining attention by being the loudest voice. He's a born-again Christian and just happens to be on a flat earth crusade for now. Nathan Oakley, one of the original flat earthers with some disgusting characteristics.
Mute! You stupid bastard! I will now mute you because you don't seem to understand that I host the show, and when I talk I will be listened to or I will shut you down. I will berate you for the dumb f*** you are. Table manners, you are all scum. You're thick as all shit. You come here and you talk about stuff that you literally don't even know the words you're using to describe.
What, and now you feel my tone is inappropriate? Fuck you, you dumb clown! You haven't got a fucking clue what science is. You're a fucking moron!
Now enjoy the taste of my nuts. Those are my nuts in your mouth. It's because it's my nuts in your mouth!
He always has to be right, and this fuels his online attention. Next is Jason Luthenberg, a rather interesting character.
This goes all the way back to the first thing that you and I ever talked about on our very first call together. And so we're at a lunar standstill. And once again, there's only one model that can predict how these lunar standstills work. And of course, it's the stereographic biblical virtual reality, the model that has a fixed and stationary plane. And the luminaries are rotating around the observer, rising from the plane and setting into that plane.
Awake Souls is denial and conspiracy driven, so far removed from reality that they can go there. Now for another big name in the scene, Mark Sargent, possibly the earliest modern face of the flat earth, creator of the model which is peddled for years as being the flat earth, and easily the most well-known flat earther in my opinion. He wrote the book Flat Earth Clues, and as one of the founding members of Globebusters, featured heavily in the documentary Behind the Curve, the film that proves both curve and rotation. R.I.P. Bob.
But what we found is when we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Mark had his moment of fame after this, and even went on to UK morning television.
What proof do you have? No one has ever been there. No one has ever taken any pictures of the ice wall that surrounds us.
Exactly.
So no one can get anywhere near. Why can't we go there? Why can't I?
Oh, the Antarctic Treaty. And you can go there. If you want to spend, I think it's like 12,000 pounds, you can go to the edge, one of the peninsulas, and get your picture taken with penguins.
No, I want to see the wall. Well, no,
well, I mean, the wall itself just extends
Antarctica
for a long... you can get to the Antarctic coastline. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I want to go to the wall.
Boy, you're going to go all the way in here? No, the Antarctic Treaty forbids it. You cannot go there.
Mark Sargent, a religious grifter in complete denial. So let's also look at another big name, Eric DeBay. Eric is well known for his book and video on 200 proofs, all 200 of which were debunked by Professor Dave Explains. I think Eric should just stick to yoga. He's more of a grifter for views rather than anyone to be taken seriously. Now here's a little known flat earther who was happy to jump into the final experiment discussion, but his ego got the better of him.
Okay, floating around up until 2015, not really thinking too much about whether we lived on a ball or not. Saw a couple of videos, made me stop and think. And it seriously took me about 2 weeks to move over to the flat side. Basically, Will agreed that he would phone me between the hours of 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock in the morning, okay?
Steve from England. Hey, not sure if you're watching. It'll be 3 a.m. for you right now, but you might catch this when you wake up. And we're going to live stream with you at that time. He wanted us to do a live stream at midnight.
Then when it's midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning in Yeshua, I'm saying that there's going to be no sun anywhere. It's going to be light because of the albedo effect, but the sun is going to be long gone.
Mm-hmm. This is also midnight in Ushuaia right now, Steve.
Because then I would ask him to pick up his phone and he would be able to demonstrate and make sure that it was recording. And
so with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around. And there you go, everyone.
Will never phoned me. I then texted Will, no text, texted again, nothing. Texted once more, nothing. Then at 5 o'clock, I emailed him and said, Will, what's going on?
Let the record show, Steve, that I never said I would contact you the first midnight that we were there.
Okay, well, first of all, this is dependent on weather. It's dependent on internet access, which is out of yours and my control. And it's just dependent on circumstances. So, Will, you said you would contact me between the hours of 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning and that you would do that in order to... Dave, I'm looking out for body language here, you see.
Steve from England. Reality evades him. Now let's look at the infamous Dave Weiss.
And if you think that man can figure out what's going on in God's creation up there, that's pretty hubris of you. So again, the final expedition, whatever you want to call it, is what it is. It doesn't prove the shape of the earth. There's scientific proof of the shape of the earth. If you have any proof that the earth is not flat, let's see it, because we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. Observation of an impossible light in the sky. Think about this too.
That's not Dave. You'll probably just make it up for attention.
Gases violently fill the available space. Open up a soda can, instantly equalizes. But if you take gas and put it in space, helium and hydrogen that defy gravity here on Earth, for some reason, if you have enough of it, it collapses and creates a gravitational burning ball that burns 640 billion tons a day or a minute or whatever the number is. It's ridiculous. And it has gravity, holds onto the Earth and holds onto Pluto, but it ignores our moon. When our moon comes around the Earth towards the sun, don't you think it should speed up a little bit and slow down? Right?
But all this waffle was to get you to buy his app, which is also more waffle.
As it goes out, the light wraps around. Because we're right near the equinox right now, it's a kind of the sun is making a circle, and then it's also wrapping around. So we're getting this equal day and night. But 6 months later, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the sun comes all the way in. It's not wrapping as much, and you kind of more have a round. You have more of a round shape because it's not
because it's not real. Dave just wants you to buy his app and watch the videos on there. But be warned, the app at the time of making this is not secure and has the potential to leak your personal information. I think MC Toon sums up Dave better than I can.
It's your boy Dirt H in his house. That's the horse house. Got a plan so slick, gonna make your pockets his house. I got an app, it's gonna change your life. But before you download, let me slice through the strife. They say the earth's a globe, but I beg to differ. I'll make you believe, I'll make you shiver. Spectroscopy needs a container, that's my claim. I've got no clue, I just hang my head in shame. But that's the light I'm preaching. So my app is what I'm seeking. Fake challenge, try your luck. While I'm laughing, pocketing a buck. I'm a scammer.
I'm a scammer.
I'm a scammer.
I'm a scammer.
It's all about the grift with Durst.
I'm a scammer.
Let's look at another fun one who may not be all there.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Sovereign Soul Unchained Mind coming to you 251 miles above your imagination from the International Fake Station. I'm here with my good friend and co-pilot, Something Wong. He is here to make sure that we fly along straight and level along this beautiful plane that we exist on and keep the bowls packed. So today I wanted to make a video discussing the most important issues that face us today. He says, no, man.
Be careful.
Listen to what they say. Take in the information. Run it through the old logic filter. Look, it's great, and it brings people to it. They start asking questions. They start watching the videos. They start listening to the information. But you can't just rely on listening to somebody's information and going, well, I really like that guy. He seems trustworthy. I believe everything he says. No, man.
Don't worry, I don't believe a word you've said. It's all denial and religion. It's time to get to know a little about someone who actually went to Antarctica on the final experiment.
And we have a winner.
Oh my God, thank you, God. Thank you, DFP. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Probably the most genuine thing ever seen from a flat earther. Or is it? Keep watching till the end.
So I was going down a grow your own food rabbit hole amongst many other rabbit holes that I was, on the fence about or looking into. I found it very interesting. I actually shared this in Flat Earth Gang on Clubhouse, which, by the way, is an audio app. So if y'all want to come and have a conversation, Flat Earth versus Globe Earth, like I said, download the app. We're Flat Earth Gang and we welcome everyone. But I did tell them it was kind of like a humbling experience because I was like, when the conspiracy theorist becomes a conspiracy, like it's a conspiracy within a conspiracy. So it was like one of those things of, do we have enough discernment when we are, looking into things and, just, I don't know, believing into things and everything. And, I get it. Some people are very much like, well, everything's a conspiracy. And, I've teetered the line on that too, but it definitely was comical, to say the least, for sure. I was just like, flat earth. I was just like, okay. And I have to be honest with you, I was already kind of like teetering with the fact with hollow earth theory. I was looking into like the World War I, World War II, Operation High Jump, Operation Paperclip, Admiral Byrd, etc. So I was just like, okay, flat earth, like, okay, but then I went on TikTok and there's like so many flat earth videos. It wasn't that hard for me because I was already connecting the dots. And, therefore, I was just like, I went to my best friend and I was like, so I think I might be a flat earther. It was like one of those things. And she's just like, what? And, she was already like looking into hollow earthing stuff. So
very sweet, but in my opinion, it's founded on religion and denial. She's probably watched too many TikTok posts. Speaking of religion and conspiracies, here's Sean Griffin.
Will you do me a favor before we get going? I'm going to do this with you. Put my hand on the Bible. I swear to everyone watching and listening that all the information I'm giving is truthful to the best of my ability.
I swear that all the information I'm giving is truthful to the best of my ability.
I swear that I have never been a part of a three-letter agency, whether the FBI, CIA, NSA, or any Department of Homeland Security, specifically operating in a disinformation campaign.
I swear that I've never been a part of a three-letter agency, any government agency, as part of a disinformation campaign.
Okay. Thank you for hearing me, and we can keep going.
All right.
All right. May God deal with you ever so mercifully in case you lie.
Don't trust the man unless the man happens to be God. Get your word salad dressing ready. He went, he saw, and he had 50 big non-connected words to explain it. It's Wizard.
Yeah, I'll give my take on this real quick. Obviously, I'm sure you've heard for one that it's not technically an experiment, and flat earthers are really specific about that word. Because a scientific experiment has a dependent variable, a naturally occurring observable phenomena. Then you have a hypothesis, a cause and effect relationship test. You presume a cause that you're going to test, and then you manipulate that independent variable or presumed cause in your experiments. And so, yeah, technically it's not a scientific experiment. My position on it is, so what I've kind of always said is people will say, well, how do you explain the 24-hour sun in Antarctica? And I will say, there isn't one. The evidence suggests that there isn't one. There should be way more videos of it. Also been very honest that if there was a 24-hour sun in Antarctica that did a full 360 around you, that would definitely, it would be very perplexing. I don't expect it. Based on the preponderance of evidence, it doesn't seem like that would be the case. And you don't, like, I make a point to still man the globe. And I would say I actually give them better arguments than they present a lot of the time. Our position is that the Earth is a geocentric stationary plane, that the Earth is stationary, it's in the center of the universe. None of the kinematics or dynamics, even of geocentrism, is exclusive to spherism. Here to address his straw man about the geocentrism thing, these are projected onto a plane. These are literally azimuthal projections. So to say that it requires sphericity is ridiculous. Here we see that all the paths of the planets fit right within a Flerfs magnet torus field. Okay, what a coincidence.
What is a full moon and what is a new moon on your model?
Probably like a magnetic cycle, and just like the center of a Flerfs image of a magnet.
Just like the center of a Flerfs spiral. Image of a magnet, it's just black in the middle. It's actually pure inertia, not just a little. In the Flerfs image of a magnet, it actually goes into its inertial state, then charges back up. It becomes like etherically displaced.
Poke around.
Well, Austin is denying this idea. He's insisting that the default position is the flat plane, empirically, observably, everything observable. Okay, so explain the observations from antiquity that I told you. How are you getting the sky to rotate in opposite directions depending on where you're standing? Let's start with there. How observable is that? How does that fit with your default?
This is what always happens. Instead of providing evidence that the surface is curving, you're saying, well, but if it's not, then how does this happen?
No curved surface. You said the default position, flat plane. I'm asking you on your flat plane, explain the observations of the celestial sphere. In the north, you get counterclockwise rotation. In the south, you get clockwise rotation. Explain that to me on your default flat plane. Explain it.
Yeah, so the counterclockwise and clockwise direction is super simple. It's based on looking different directions. Your better question is, why does it go around a singular point, is what you're trying to say?
No. I'm asking about the direction. I'm asking about the direction.
Just looking opposite directions would make them go the opposite directions. They all go east to west.
If you put a clock on your ceiling, which way can you face to make the hands go counterclockwise? Tell me which way you can face.
Not analogous. The stars drop.
No, it is though, because the hands on a clock,
you don't get it.
Right?
You don't get it. The stars drop due to perspective, so we're actually looking out towards them, not directly up.
Did you know that? Depends on your latitude, right? Depends on your latitude. If you're at the equator, they're going from horizon to horizon.
Wait, do you agree that if I was looking out and something was spinning one way and then I looked at it from the other direction, it'd look like it was spinning the opposite way?
No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
Okay,
that's why I said, you just said, if I put a clock on the ceiling, right, which way, I'm asking you, which way you just said, if something is spinning one way and you look a different way, it'll spin another way. So I'm asking you, put a clock on the ceiling, which way can you face that'll make the hands appear to go counterclockwise?
You obviously don't comprehend what I'm saying, Dave.
I think you don't understand what I'm saying.
Do you agree that things will appear to drop due to perspective?
Why are you talking about perspective? I'm talking
because you don't understand it. So
you're trying to obfuscate.
No, I'm not. If the stars are above me on a plane and I look out, they're going to look like they're dropping down, which means I'm looking out at. You don't even understand basic stuff, dude.
Look at this. Hang on. Where's the camera? Which way is this turning? Which way is this going, buddy? Which way is this going?
I don't know. Which way is it going?
Yeah, which way is it turning?
Who cares? Why are you obfuscating away from what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about exactly what I'm talking about. Is this going clockwise or counterclockwise? Come on, just give me the answer, buddy. You can see it.
To be fair, the webcam is mirrored, so it might be.
It is?
I think so. So
I don't know, and I don't see what's the relevance.
I see it going counterclockwise.
Yeah, that's how
That's going counterclockwise, right? Just say it, Austin. Just say it.
It looks like that, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we keep it turning.
Do you think I don't understand the concept?
No, I'm showing you, and I'm showing all the viewers. Look, which way is this going now?
We all get the concept.
It's going clockwise. So if you're standing up here and you look at the sky, you see it rotating counterclockwise. If you're down here, you see it rotating clockwise. So admit that this phenomenon makes perfect sense on a globe, and on a flat Earth it doesn't, which is why you're rambling about perspective and all these other things. Can't wait. I really hope they go, and then when they come back, that's the end of flat Earth, because that will be it. And we don't
Well,
have
let
to
me finish
worry
what I was saying.
about it anymore.
Like,
okay.
It, it would match the globe. I would step back and be like, whoa, I don't expect it to. So I would admit, yeah, that's weird. That matches the globe. That's not expected on the flat Earth from my understanding. It would match the globe. I would step back and be like, whoa, I don't expect it to. So I would admit, yeah, that's weird. That matches the globe. That's not expected on the flat Earth from my understanding. Blah, blah, blah. I'd openly admit it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was one of the people that said I definitely didn't think that there was a 24-hour sun. We obviously haven't actually seen the sun for 24 hours, but it is doing what they said it would do very clearly. And it is still dancing around high in the sky. So obviously we're documenting it. But yeah, you know, I said what I feel about this the whole time. Truth doesn't fear investigation. I think that we're truly trying to figure out the truth. Obviously some people think that what we were told is the truth. I don't think that, but I do think that people need to be honest and humble and be like, whoa, you know, we were wrong.
Whitsit finally made sense. I wonder if his religious denial growth will continue. On to something very different.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 11/15/24. This disturbs me, okay? And it always has. You know, I'm talking about the people that are fighting us, and when you go out and you talk about flat Earth and you're at a bar. I mean, at this point, flat Earthers, we just can't go out anymore. I mean, we can't take people seriously. You know, I mean, I'm sitting in front of somebody who thinks that he lives on a spinning wet ball. He thinks, or she thinks, that water somehow or another can form a ball into this mysterious dream world, Walt Disney World planet, you know, and be in space. And I mean, I can't take people seriously, you know?
You see, when you become a flat earther, you realize that everything is fake. And that everything is bullshit, and all of it is complete nonsense, and all of it's there to reiterate the ball, you know, and to control you. And that's what it's all about. You have to control billions of people. If 1 billion people woke up to the flat Earth, it would be the end for them. And they know this. Where the lake is just still as can be. Like a reflection, a mirror. So you have to understand, as still as that lake looks, they want you to believe you're flipping over backwards and forwards and traveling at this enormous speed through space and movement, but you don't sense it. Where is that movement, that they're talking about? Where is all this amazing hundreds of thousands of miles of speed that we're traveling? Where is that movement? Better yet, where is the curve? Where is it? We can't find it. We don't feel ourselves moving. And nobody can tell us why. Oh, well, the Globers finally got what they wanted, their 24-hour sun. This is all they have. You know, this is it, okay? They'll be gloating about this for months now. You see, it really doesn't mean anything. I have been speaking about it, and many other flat earthers have been speaking about it too, that there are multiple suns. But when we say that, we can look at it two different ways. In a digital world, I don't even think that's possible either. I think digitally you have your own sun. It follows you, just like the moon. The moon follows you too, okay? That can only be done through a reflection. Now, in a computer game, you're not going to want to have all your resources make multiple suns. You want it to create reflections. So we see as reflections. And that's exactly what you're looking for up there. See, Hollywood really has never had any brilliant ideas at all when it comes down to aliens. They always use creatures from
the deep sea or something else like that. But I want you to take a look at this onion. It's a red onion that I've been growing, and I'll show you the garden later on during the week. But remember the War of the Worlds? Tell me that does not look like that at all. Here it is. War of the Worlds coming at you, especially the most recent one. You know, I mean, this is their imagination. This is Hollywood. They have none. That's why you'll always see a globe in the background for no reason at all. But that's your War of the Worlds creature, spaceship, an onion.
A religious backbone covered in denial, with a hint of madness. Let's look at another one who interviewed Will Duffy.
And, you know, like for me, it was like Matt Powerland and Eric Dubay and Mark Sargent. You know, those were the initial ones who instigated the whole flat Earth journey. So I do give them credit for helping me out at that time. Now, after my 10-year journey, like where am I now? Like, do I put anybody on a pedestal? Not really, but I do give credit where credit is due. Like, for example, you know, I wouldn't have gone upward vector without Dell.
Hallelujah.
Okay, and why did you come to this conclusion that this is maybe the best experiment to be had? I mean, couldn't there be other things that you could like kind of look into to, you know, I don't know, just prove that the Earth is a globe rather than going to Antarctica? I mean, obviously, having watched some of the other interviews, that going to Antarctica is going to cost a little bit of money, right?
Nat Chiquito isn't really bothered either way. His channel is a mixed bag of religion, conspiracies, and anything that will bring him attention. Yet again, more denial and grifting. Time for some comedy?
They're going to Antarctica, well, they're apparently going, and they're just going to say, ooh, I see sunlight, therefore the sun's up in the sky. Yeah. That's what's going to happen, because they're not going to see the sun 24 hours.
All right, we've got Flatsuit. Are you willing to publicly admit you were wrong about flat Earth if we see a 24-hour sun in Antarctica this December?
Yeah. Yes, I will change my position on seeing the 24-hour sun or not. Not that the Earth is not flat or a globe. This is what's called misrepresentation of a person. Thank you very much again, Will Duffy, for showing more dishonesty. So can we get to the actual conversation now on the shape of the Earth based on your not final experiment? So since you made a claim that it either proves a globe or a flat Earth, can you show us how does it actually show this? Because like I showed everybody, it's not scientific and it's a false dichotomy. It doesn't prove anything other than it might just show your claim totally not the same as someone making a video and saying, look, a 24-hour sun, and it's faked and edited. And by the way, that model you pointed with the sun going up and down, a lot of the videos we see doesn't do that. How does that comport to the model that was presented?
That's because you don't understand the globe. But can you tell the audience what you believe these are?
These are photos that are very easily done in studio.
What kind of a studio?
A darkroom with a model, even a hyper-realistic painting and a photo with a film camera.
Okay, great. So in your opinion, these are pictures of paintings.
Hyper-realist, yeah, it's possible. It's more possible than showing Narnia that goes against entropy and telling me that's where it's taken. So again, can you demonstrate gas pressure without containment instead of taking me to a place that violates natural to say, look, it's a photo of it?
So you claiming that you don't believe there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica because you think all the videos are faked is not a good argument.
No, not because all the videos are fake, because I don't see evidence for it. There's a difference. You either don't have evidence for something or because videos are fake is part of the evidence. Okay, I can quickly explain it to you. Rakia comes from the root word raka, which means to beat out firm. In Genesis, it's talking about God created Rakia, the firmament, to separate the waters above from the waters below. So that's not below. Already you got up and down wrong. When it comes to the heavens, you're talking about Shamayim, which means the sky. There's more than one firmament or heaven in the Bible. And that's so simply. All he's doing is we don't observe parallax based on your moving Earth, so therefore Earth's not moving. Capish? In other words, this observation, if you want to claim it as true, debunks Earth's rotation.
I can't take him seriously. Is it grift, religion, or denial? Okay, you made it this far and probably noticed we're still missing another flat earther who went to Antarctica. But before we continue, I'll have to amend my Venn diagram. There. It's time for Jeranism.
With people down there for the sole reason of observing the sun, that becomes very difficult. And so I could just very easily say, nah, be too hard, they could fake it. I don't want to go down there. I don't want to do anything. I don't want anything to do with it. I wouldn't call it anything. And then what we're doing as a group is we are basically, let's say they are faking. Well, then they don't even have to do anything. We're like so afraid of what they might do that we cause them to not ever have to do anything. Whereas if we do say, screw it, let's go down there, then you're forcing them to fake it. So why not do that instead? Force them to actually do it. And if you think that faking the sun to 3 people or 4 people or however many people go down there who are there for the sole reason of observing that, if you think that's easy, then you're just confusing yourself. You're just not being honest with yourself. That is a very difficult task. And if you're just going to dismiss it as, it's not proof to me or it's not evidence to me, then you should be trying to come up with a mechanism for the sun to go behind people's heads. If you cannot do that, then really what you're saying is it's okay for us all just to come up with whatever theory we want and nothing has to match reality. So we can just say.
So obviously you all know Jaron Campanella of Jeranism, one of the most popular Flat Earth YouTube channels.
Not for long.
All right, guys. Sometimes you are wrong in life. And I thought that there was no 24-hour sun. In fact, I was pretty sure of it. But I respect Will Duffy for being a stand-up guy, at least in the way that he kept saying it was true. I kept saying it wasn't. He said, "You want to go? I'll take you," and brought me here. And it's a fact. The sun does circle you in the south. So what does that mean? You guys are gonna have to figure that out yourself. Don't listen to my beliefs or my opinion. It shouldn't matter to you. But at least you should be able to accept that the sun does exactly what these guys said as far as circles the southern continent. So that's about it. I realize that I'll be called a shill for just saying that. And you know what? If you're a shill for being honest, so be it. I honestly...
Now, at one time, I thought for sure that there was no 24-hour sun in the south. Now, what I've been shocked at is the people that have, number one, come out and said it doesn't matter. Number two, the people that say that the observations that we made were fake. Or 3, it's a nothing burger. Or 4, that, as I just heard Dustin Nemo say recently, that all flat maps call for the 24-hour sun in the south. So here's the thing that I'm afraid that you guys aren't seeing. Okay? You are being lied to by not just the mainstream, but now you're being lied to by the very people that you watch. Now, Jaron, what are you trying to say? You're the most honest flat earther that there is? Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. Jaron, that's really cocky of you. I don't care. I've seen from everybody else just garbage, nonsense, attaching themselves to the most ridiculous ideas. I mean, we could go and look at a couple things to start it out. Speaking of ridiculous ideas, remember that you are part of this group. Okay, when I say I'm no longer a flat earther, which, by the way, if you haven't figured that out yet, I no longer will consider myself a flat earther because of the group that associates you with, number one. And number two, I can no longer hold that opinion considering I showed myself evidence that it's not possible. Now, could I be wrong? As I've said a million times, absolutely, you can be wrong all the time. So you would think that maybe somebody would come along and show me that I'm wrong. But I have an issue. I don't think anybody will be able to do that.
Jeranism, the only honest, truth-seeking flat earther. Except he's no longer a flat earther. Truth will do that to you. So there you have it. My opinion on these flat earthers and what I believe drives them forward. In conclusion, though, I don't think any amount of evidence will stop the grifters. No amount of reality will change the deniers and the conspirators, and I'm not going to change anyone's religious belief, and nor would I want to. Let us know in the comments if you'd have placed them differently. Think about subscribing, and as always, have a good one.